Today we are going to visit Namhae Island off the southern coast of South Korea. Even though it's the fifth largest island in Korea, there aren't many residents on the island. Traditionally, the island had been well known as a site for the exiles who were purged out of the political factional conflicts. Without having exact historical records about when it started, we have one small farming village on the southern coast of the island called Darangee Maul at the near southern end of the island. Thanks to the unique way of farming and picturesque scenery of the surroundings, this village has become one of most visited sites in Korea. It's located on the southern slope of the two mountains on the island, Eungbongsan Mountain and Seolsan Mountain. Darangee is the local dialect of Darangee, which means terraced paddy field. There was a water shortage on the island and not enough farmland either. But thanks to the water from the mountains to the north and flowing through the village, this village could get the water source for their farming. Overcoming the natural obstacles, the village has been able to survive until now, and that's the background of how the village started to exist. To get more farmland as possible, villagers built stone terraced farmland on the slope of the mountains to expand the land size using the water from the mountains. The fact that there are 108 steps of farmland from the seashore to the middle of the mountain slope would suggest how hard they have been living to make ends meet in this harsh environment. Due to the tiny size of each farmland, they only have been able to use cattle power to plow. It's not easy to maneuver the farm machines in a small patch of land, and no cars are accessible. So A-frame carriers only enable it possible to carry stuffs around through the narrow walking paths. About 50 households and roughly about 100 villagers have been living in the Darangee village. In the village, there are interestingly shaped rocks called male and female rocks. Can you tell which is which? They are not artificial, but born of nature. Right next to many steps of terraced paddy field, there is the Darangee village. We have a look around the terraced paddy field first, and then walk through the village to get a glimpse of the life of the villagers. Narrow village alley makes us feel like we are visiting our own hometown. Reaching the center of the village, we encounter the pile of stones looking like a pagoda called babmudam in Korean, which could literally translate into rice grave. Villagers hold a shaman rite in every 10th month in lunar calendar for the prosperity of the village. After that, a lump of rice wrapped with traditional Korean paper called hanji is buried inside the pile of stones. Traditionally, rice has been essential for our life, so by offering the rice to gods, especially to Mother Earth God, villagers pray for the big harvest of their farming. Village alleyways are clean and well painted. Guess it's for visiting tourists. Villagers would use public water well as a drinking water before tap water was available. loaf of bread is better than the song of many birds. But we had more than just bread for lunch.
입은 못 먹는다고 얼마 왔다가 더 더한다고.